I'm over the wrong.
You used to kill us, man. Where your steak?
Nah, this is the live one. This is the live one. This is what's gonna be on. This is gonna be on, and I got us all together, same cameras. So that's the live joint. They be already on there already. Peace to the peoples. The hangout is on. We are back Friday night. We about to get this shit started. We got the peoples in the building.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
Y'all know what it is. We about to go.
Live.
Yeah.
Live.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment, share, all that stuff. Make sure you check out them old episodes, them edited episodes. Don't check out our 16-bit joints.
Slow mos.
What's on today?
Oh, yeah.
Right, he's in bed, so.
I remember when the games came out with that.
So
I wasn't a game dude.
Yeah, so you remember that though. Somebody told you.
My brother was a game dude.
Oh gosh.
I remember and went from 8-bit to 16-bit to 32-bit.
And then 64.
And then it was over.
Every time new technology come out, it comes out like that. It's double up. You got 4 gig, 8 gig, 16 gig.
Dude, I refuse to get the
Then you got the
PS5.
4K,
That's a trip
8K.
somewhere, bro. That's a trip somewhere.
I got the PS5 too.
Well, dude, that's like a trip somewhere.
I don't even know nothing about it. Kids hook it up for me.
Yeah, nah, they be my kids be playing that because they look at themselves.
Yep.
Like, fuck you, you find that shit yourself.
I don't know nothing but Miss Pac-Man and Call of Duty. I don't know. Give me Tetris, we play Tetris.
Tetris is my shit. Tetris is my. We got like 4 people watching right now. We got J-Lo in the motherfucking building. We got Woody Wood in the building. We got my man Fetty Ron in the building.
You see me?
We about to start soon. You get that behind the scenes footage as always.
Yep.
Yeah. Check out them old episodes. Subscribe. Don't be a ghost follower.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Comment.
Don't just watch me and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Come back.
Don't be anonymous.
Exactly.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
We about to go in about 2 minutes.
Get the ghost follower love.
So it's real.
You only get that one watcher. You're like, who that?
Stalk.
They change up their name all the time.
You laughing all.
But yo, it's the same person.
Inbox gangster.
Ooh, there's a lot of those.
The DM warriors.
There's a lot of those. Okay.
I hate you, but I'm gonna say it in your DM.
Oh, let's check these microphones real quick. Let's check
One,
these
two,
microphones.
1, 2.
Yeah, you got the music on the beat?
Oh, sure indeed.
What do you want? Oh, it's on the shit.
Yeah, you gotta get.
Nah, I just gotta plug in
All right.
my phone now.
Behind the scenes, baby.
You already know. I make sure it's right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we edit some of this.
Yeah.
This that shit they supposed to get on Patreon.
Oh, we got 200 people now?
We not there yet. We not
Yeah,
there.
200 people watching.
200 people watching
They
it?
about to hear my stomach growling. All that damn eating.
Damn.
I had a nice dinner, man. I had a coffee cake with some garlic chips and an iced tea.
Wow.
I know the parasites in my stomach like, what is up with you?
Yo, we don't know where to start.
The intestines all beat up.
Oh, pardon me, the T.
Okay, let's do this.
So remember when I get a countdown and I get to 1, you gotta press play.
Alright, hold on, let me check this.
You know, we out there.
You need your glasses. Papa.
Yeah, I know, man.
I need my bifocals.
I'm damn sure.
Yeah, we still got people watching. Shout out to y'all for supporting the hangout.
Shout it out. We about to get crazy in here, boy.
Facto.
Word on dandruff, you dig?
We ready. Let's check these microphones.
Times change, man. I ain't see a ringworm in years. Everything just fade.
Yo.
Because kids don't go outside and play no more.
They be online. They gonna catch arthritis before 15.
Everybody be walking around with gloves on.
Yeah.
Like
Like this.
J-Lo, talk to yours.
A 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's it. Yo, Woody, talk to yours.
BBW, and you love too.
You did.
Hey.
Rod, talk to yours.
I love me and I love you too. Yo.
I think we good.
Tattoo, man. Low self-esteem department.
Yeah.
Right across my chest.
Give yourself the whole title.
So, Spades, you ready?
You want me to
No, not yet. So what it is, I'm gonna do a countdown. When the countdown is going on, when I get to 1, you go.
All right, I'm gonna put the music on. Bang.
And then what's called it? You good.
Okay, I'm gonna put the music on.
All right.
Look at me. Slick way.
So we're going on.
Shirt.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do.
But your shit is not on. Like I can't hear it.
Oh, let's try the music. Let's play it out loud. Make sure it's turned up on the phone. Side.
Look, that's how high it is.
Okay.
Control. Shoot.
That's good enough.
Okay.
All right. So bring it back. As I said, what's called it?
Come rewind.
So.
Right.
That's that. All right.
Once you get to 1, I'm gonna play it.
So we're going on. Yeah, let's get to when you play. Audio is up. Warning sign is up. S.STREET Media logo is going. Countdown about to start. And
Why? Okay.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So that's why they here. They don't see us yet. It's just that with the opening. I like that shit back for a little while. Make sure I'm over here. This is my spot. This is my spot. Everybody feeling good? Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm good.
My eyes.
I'm good, man. I'm gonna be sweating about my kidneys.
Ah!
So the lighting gonna hide all of it.
I don't look Chinese and
Yo, you can throw throw the laying on 1 and put it towards level. Put it on 1. And
No, I'm good. I'm fucking about my kidneys.
oh. We opening up about the last night.
Gotcha.
That's when we open conversation.
But the okay.
We're gonna just that we went out with that we went to hang out with Chrissy and over there, but when we was over there, yeah, that type of thing. How long will you be?
About 8 minutes.
What's it?
Don't fuck with it. Be good. I'm gonna turn it down. Peace to the gods and earths and all the positive people in the universe. You are now listening to the Hangout with S.STREET Media. It's the God Mathematics. My partner over there, Get Fat Records, aka Rod, aka Fetty. You heard? We got some dope guests in the building with us, man. As always, you already know. The Hangout something different.
Something different.
Something different, man. Just to let y'all know we on live also. So if you want to watch us live, you want to talk to us, you want to make some comments, all that stuff, you can check us out on YouTube at S.STREET Media. It's happening as we speak. It's Friday night, man. You heard?
Yo.
It's Friday night.
Friday.
We got the peoples in the building, man. Everybody shout it out, shout it out, shout it out.
Yeah.
Yo.
Who we got over here?
I'm Woody Wood,
Forget
baby.
it. We're gonna start that over again. You can't do that, God.
My bad, son. I know what's going on. That's okay. Though.
Yo, I was on TV like,
I know it's my turn, baby.
Yo, you say yo. The only reason why I thought you say yo.
shout it out, shout it out, shout it out.
Oh, that was a bad beginning anyway. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got kind of stuck myself. I got kind of stuck myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. First of all, I don't say piece of the God the earth on this.
Right,
That's
I got
the
stuck with that.
That's the style about poverty shit. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucked up myself.
You reached out to the gods and
I
left
fucked up
everybody.
myself. I
Yo.
fucked up myself.
No love for the 10%, yo. He just forgot everybody.
Nah, man, I fucked up. All right, we going. Behind the scenes
All right,
shit.
let's
Get your music ready.
Oh, yeah.
Get your music ready.
Let's concentrate. I'm gonna concentrate.
The music is already set up already, so
Concentration camp, you dig?
the music.
Just turn the thing up, see if it's still playing.
There's a lot going on here.
That's a different one.
Count Casino.
Yes, that's.
So it's only 2 minutes long, so we're gonna do the whole song, bro.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't know how long the song was.
Me either.
So we're gonna do the whole song.
For 2
2-minute intro.
We're gonna do
No,
the
this
whole.
is Akira's race. Hold on. See, you almost people.
No, we didn't do nothing. I'm gonna give you the countdown. We're gonna do the countdown.
This is
again.
3 minutes.
We only on live right now. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah.
And we can scrap that if we wanted to. Or this is for like people to tap if they want to tap in. All right. So you gotta stop it, God.
Right, the intro for a minute.
Now we got what was the other song? You don't want the other song?
Which one?
Oh, that's the song that we started.
This is what it was.
Oh, okay, got you. So I'll give you the countdown.
Okay.
So I got my audio.
60 seconds be better? I mean, like when sitcoms come on, they intro.
Oh, we're not doing that whole song. Oh no, we're not doing that whole song. I just want to know the time on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring down while it's going. Okay, audio starting. Okay.
Real podcast. AC.
Audio starting. Morning sign up. S.STREET Media opening is up.
Oh, this is dope. They can't even see all this.
Mm-mm.
This is dope.
The countdown about to start.
Let's go.
In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How you feeling? You feeling good? You want to start it good again? I got it. My bad on that one.
You got it.
You're ready? You going about to come in? Peace, family, and tribe. It's the God Mathematics, and you now listening and watching the Hangout with S.STREET Media. It's Friday night, doing what we do at the Hangout, man. There's always a movie here. We amongst family. You heard. We got the hotness in the motherfucking building, man. We got my man Get Fetty, aka Rod. We got my man J-Lo, man. You already know what it is. And we got my man Woody Wood in the motherfucking back. You know, he's from the hood. And we are chilling, man. Chilling. How you feeling tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
2 days, I'm good.
You know, while you're talking, I'm just checking your microphone, so keep talking, man. How you feeling?
1-2.
Too, baby.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Another hangout. Another hangout.
Another hangout. Right.
That's what we just hanging out.
That's right.
Just hanging out.
And you know, we always trying to get this shit to go correctly. We always trying to get it on point. We improve every week. Every week ain't the same type of thing. We are always trying to grow. We are always trying to extend the brand. We are always trying to produce a great show for y'all. You know what I mean? That's what this is about, growth and development. You heard?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so it's Friday night, man. And you know, last night was kind of crazy, man. Me and my man Rod, we went to I actually got that. Me and my man Rod went out last night. I really don't go out too much. It's a very rare occasion that you get me to step out of my business. But shout out to Miss Feel Good, aka Chrissy. She had a little barbecue over there in Queens. At a secret location. We don't give those out.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's a fact. So we was chilling and shit, and you know, eating food. She cooked.
Yeah.
She had the Spanish dude was cooking too, right?
Shout out to the Mexican dude. Really.
Yeah, shout out to the Mexican man. Yeah, he did.
I wanted to get his name for that.
Yeah, he did. He did what it do, right?
Yo, every time he said I'm leaving, and he handed him a beer, and he stayed on the grill.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He came back better and better every time.
Better, definitely.
It seemed like the more he drunk, the better the food got.
He had his beer, huh?
Yeah, and it was getting cooked consistently. Like
boy.
he should have had a restaurant. He probably did. I don't know.
Yeah. It was a great night out there in Queens. We got to chill. We had music playing, smoking a whole lot of weed, like we always do.
Like we always do. In our corner.
You heard? So we turn our little corner, wherever event, venue, bar, wherever, we turn that little corner into the projects.
That's it.
We call that wherever we at is the projects. So we had our little project set up last night, you know.
You come with your crate, your milk crate, and everything.
Munchies.
Your munchies, all that.
Whatever else you got on you.
And you just gotta vibe out with us, man.
That's it.
We come in peace, we come positive, and you know, and everything was smooth last night.
Yo, yeah, it was mad love.
Mad love. Yeah, they was like, yo, thank you for supporting her, coming out and shit like that. She always talk about your positive. And yo, we like, yo, she invited us to some place that we could get some food, chill, smoke weed, alcohol. We don't drink, but if we wanted to, we could have. You know, I'm there. You don't gotta ask me twice. So we pulled up, you know what I mean, hopped in the Uber, started raining, pouring. 5 seconds after we got in the cab.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, it came out of nowhere. You saw lightning. Next thing you know, like niggas.
I got caught on the bridge.
Buckets of water on us all day for like an hour straight.
Yep.
I'm like, yo, flooding everywhere.
I feel bad for dudes who's on their motorcycles.
Yo,
we passed by a couple,
especially in Brooklyn.
Yeah, we passed by a couple of motorcycle people. They had to find refuge on like little passageways on Jackie Robinson. And
crazy.
Know what it is? Because yesterday wasn't expected rain.
Right.
It was like 100,000 degrees. And
That's why.
everybody thought, when you don't see people walking around with umbrellas,
Nah.
you know it wasn't said on the news. So a lot of people yesterday got caught in the rain.
Couldn't even see when you was driving.
It was crazy
Yeah.
for like a good hour.
Right.
Yeah.
I had them on full blast.
It was kind of crazy, man. It was kind of crazy, man. But
overall, it was good.
yeah. And by the time we got there, it slowed down. We was chilling, and we just got highs. Ate food. They had like
Ribs, not ribs.
This
Burgers.
bitch crazy.
I'm thinking about something else different.
He said
Burgers.
the guard. We had ribs.
I didn't say that.
That was a mistake, man.
That was a different barbecue.
Oh, we had ribs.
That was a different barbecue. My bad.
I'm
Nah,
talking
that was-
rib
that
folks.
was- That was the beef glizzies.
Hey, yo.
We had a meat on the stick. Hey,
Yo.
And we had
Chicken on the stick.
chicken on the stick too. Yeah, chicken on the stick.
And some burgers.
Burgers.
Yeah, we was in savage mode last
Yeah,
night.
definitely.
Definitely was in savage mode last night.
Salad.
I didn't eat nothing this time. I was straight savage mode. Let me
get.
Let me get the burgers. Let me get the burgers. Let me get. I'm not gonna lie to you. When
Seasoned burgers.
I had burgers.
you know what was good about being over there? That it was like mad older people there. Like we was like, it wasn't no kids there really. And like, so people was eating hot dogs without feeling ashamed. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're around the young kids, they're like, you eating a glizzy? So everybody was kind of like eating very normal, not looking suspicious.
Yeah.
You know, looking suspicious. You like, damn, you know about a young kid, you gotta turn around and face the other way and shit like that.
At that age, I'm gonna gobble that glitch down, yo.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I eat hot dogs anywhere too.
Word,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
whatever.
But the young kids do be having jokes when they're around. They do be having jokes when they're around.
Oh, you gonna eat that? Oh, man.
Give me yours. You complaining.
Yo, it's crazy. But you're raw, man.
Yeah.
What happened? We started playing darts.
Darts, yeah.
That's dope.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually good in darts.
He's good.
I'm actually good in darts. And it was when I saw the board, I was automatically attracted to that shit. Like, oh yeah, I gotta play this shit, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Rod, you was inside at this point, and this is no bullshit, but I threw a bullseye.
I wasn't even doubting.
The young kid that was there, he actually seen it. And I actually made noise and shit like that because I was ecstatic. Yeah. I threw a bullseye. But let's get back to this game. So me and the guy playing bullseye. I'm trying to give him some tips on how to throw more efficiently and how I do it, you know what I mean? So we fucking with the board and shit. And yo, I threw one of the darts at the board. It bounced off and fell next to the bike. We heard it hit the floor.
Yep.
I swore I seen where it went. It was by the bike. I thought, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I thought it was by the bike. Yo, what happened, God?
Yo, it wasn't by the bike. It wasn't on the floor. It wasn't on the corner. It wasn't. Yo, it was
Who you
wrong.
do that?
Yo,
only the feather piece of it was left.
that's it. That's all that was
That
left.
was it.
And no lie to you, we looked crazy.
Looking for it.
We looked crazy. We really was looking for that shit. We got other people to help us look for that shit.
They flashlights with us.
And we all had our phone flashlights on, and we could not find it. So, and even at the end of the night, it's like we stopped fucking with that for like 2 hours. We was eating, we was chilling in the back. After we chilled and the bar was closing, it was only us, the dude that was managing the bar that night, the security guard, and like 3 of us. And we continued to look for that shit for like a good 40 minutes, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. Still couldn't find it. The bar was empty at that point.
Checking the same spots we done checked already, just to make sure we ain't, miss nothing.
We didn't check the garbage. The garbage wasn't like next to there.
Yeah, we checked out just in case it don't bounce somewhere.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So we came up with this. I came up with this. I came up with what really happened yesterday. I came up with my own reasoning of what happened yesterday. I'm going to say this, man. I think that the dart went to another dimension. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I feel crazy that we couldn't find a dart.
Yo, that was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel crazy that I couldn't find this motherfucking dart.
Yeah.
And we really couldn't find his dart.
And
we had everyone searching for this dart last night.
Searching. Yo,
You might have hit a target in another world, bro.
Yo, I think somebody. I said the same thing. I said
He caught bullseye in Milwaukee Doggy Land, yo.
Yo, that's what we actually was saying. Like, yo, somewhere else in another dimension, that shit hit a bullseye.
Send it back. Send it back.
Unless somebody 10 months from down the line discovered on the X-ray they got hit in the back with it.
Oh shit.
Might have penetrated somebody. They don't realize they got hit.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
It could happen. Check my body.
So now we gonna get hit with the we gonna get hit with the one year in a day rule. Somebody got pissed.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
You didn't find it. It's definitely, hey, listen, man, I'm with it all, man. They could have went another dimension.
Yeah.
These days, speaking of like that type of shit, right? Speaking of that type of shit, and this is like actually my man Woody Wood is the person who actually brought this up, right?
Okay,
Wood.
Yeah, he said this would be a good topic to speak about. Speaking of like other dimensions and crazy shit happening, this week an ex-military intelligence officer claimed the government has been concealing a program that retrieves and reverse engineers UFOs. Retired Major David Grush testified in Congress.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's real shit.
What testify for?
That's kind of he testified that because he was like I think that they kicked him out like for like being a leak. You know what I mean?
So
A whistleblower.
A whistleblower, yeah.
They're about to put a hit on him soon.
You never know. They did that to the dude that did the that contract.
one thing I learned about the government is when they tell
They
you
put a hit on
they
him.
saw something,
Yeah.
that means they didn't see nothing.
When
When they don't speak is when it's really going down.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably, that's probably just to cover up what's really going on, man. The other things are going on, and they probably try to, get us to look at this and shit, focus on this so we don't focus on that.
It's called the media.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy, man, because he actually said one of the questions that they asked him was, did you find remains? Did they find remains?
Right.
And the answer was yes.
You found.
Yeah.
Ships and all that.
They said they found remains and that it wasn't human.
Right. Then they asked him, was it human? He said he ain't at liberty to talk about
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, my bad.
That part he wasn't at liberty to talk about. But when you say you're not at liberty to talk about it, you subconsciously, you just said, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
You can turn
confirm.
It's a slow yes.
He didn't talk about that.
That's crazy. I'm going to say this. Have anyone here ever had any sightings of UFOs? You think?
I sure have.
It definitely go down.
Speak to me, man. Speak to me.
Well, brother, listen, I had two experiences that I know for sure that I seen that we spoke about them before, the triangle shaped ship with the three thrusters in the back. I saw it over the cross Bronx. And somebody else saw it as well, my co-worker, because we spoke about it the next day. So we went and we spoke about it, and we actually mentioned and we described the same thing that we saw. It was about 4 and change. It was about 4 p.m. and change. So we saw it. We saw it going to the.
Hey,
Oh,
yo.
hey, yo, we just saw it going to the clouds.
All right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of my experiences that I know for a fact. I know what I saw. You know, and it was when you see these things, you know, like you feel shocked, like you looking at it and you don't know what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? But you know it's there. So that was one of my experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody else?
Not that I could remember. Maybe they took away my memory if I did.
Could have, yep. One flash, maybe with that dart.
Sure. I think like some of the connects for the weed, they probably like some Martian stuff. Cause after you smoke, you probably don't remember nothing, son. Definitely.
I don't know what
This
you
is
smoking,
out of this
bro.
world
Yeah.
stuff, man.
A lot of things we take on face value every day is an unidentified flying object. You know,
True.
you know.
Definitely.
Tell me that story.
I had an experience. I had two experiences. I had two UFO experiences, man. And they both happened in Williamsburg, where I was in Williamsburg, and they both happened after me coming home from prison. So about 13 years ago, maybe between 11 and 13 years, between 13 and 11, between 2010 and 2012,
The period.
between those years, I was on block 2 for one of these sightings, and I was with other people, and I actually, while telling Woody the story, I actually called up one of the people that was there. This is like to show and prove, like, was it something I seen? And so it was a few of us there. We on block 2, and we seen like it was something, I would say like triangle-ish. I can't, that's the best way I could describe it. I'm not gonna say it was a triangle, but it was triangle-ish, you know, because you couldn't really see it like in full form. You could see like a silhouette-ish of it. So it was triangle-ish. It had 3 lights on the bottom of it. And it moved from one place to another, like in like light speed time. And it moved back again, boom, it did again, to the point that it got all of our attention, that we was all looking up like, yo, what the fuck is that? And everybody's like in awe. Now, the person who I called and said, like, was you there? He said, you know what's crazy about that? After I left y'all, I went to the roof later, and I was on the roof later, and I seen that shit again. Right? Now, the same person was with me for another sighting, right? And this happened on block 3 in Williamsburg, and it was a lot of people there, like 40 people on a block, if not more. And it was some shipish shit. It wasn't no airplane. It wasn't no airplane. Because if you from Williamsburg, you know that you start seeing the belly of planes from where we at. We're close to JFK.
Yes, sir.
I can't explain what I mean by that, but a lot of planes go over Williamsburg specifically because it's in the direction of JFK. Wherever
Was in the landing pad.
So when you see planes, you can see it. Like it don't look like no shit like that's in the like a dot in the sky or some shit like that. Nah. Yeah, you see it like you see it on a down, on a down. And we seen this shit, right? And it was different from the other shit, right? It wasn't that same thing, but in this one, it had like some red fire-ish shit trailing behind it, right? And it came from block 1. If people who know what I'm talking about, it came from block 1. It was coming towards us, right? So you know, as I said, we in the path of the plane shit. So automatically, I'm thinking plane, but it caught everyone's attention. Like this shit, like so we could see it, but not see it though. I can't explain that as I said, but you could see the object, and it had no wings. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a plane, God, and it had this fire trailing behind it. It looked like fire. I can't say it was fire, You know, in the Bible, they talk about the flaming chariot and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was like some fire shit. It was some fire. I guess I can't even describe the what it was because it wasn't an airplane. I can tell you that. It wasn't. It didn't have no wings, so it was a saucer-ish type of thing, and it had red flame, not fire, like fire. It was like a red flame,
The red glow.
yeah, behind it, and it went away from us towards like Metropolitan, like it was going towards like the Cooper tanks, if you know what I'm talking about. It was going towards the Cooper tanks, and everyone was watching it. Like it was like it made everyone, you couldn't deny that shit.
What it was.
So that was my two experiences with UFOs. Or I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say spaceships, unidentified flying objects.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's crazy, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know.
Shit is happening these days. Motherfuckers is admitting to shit.
Nah, they admit to it. After all these years,
We living in a day and time right now where this de facto government can't conceal or actually whatever they dealing with behind the scenes ain't cooperating with them no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hard-headed child that don't want to listen. Whatever they behind the scenes doing, whatever ET, whatever they dealing with, whatever, I don't know. I've never seen a Martian, but I can go into the science of Martians, you know? And I just feel, right? I don't really like to speculate, but whatever they fucking with ain't cooperating with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Yo, come and see me, whatever. So what?
Yeah.
That's what's going on, man. You know, a lot of things are
That's going
surfacing.
by the ritual code.
That's
and
right.
Yeah.
Like
And so now, when we were looking crazy, the government knew, but now the government looking crazy. Because those whatever deities or whatever you want to call them ain't cooperating. So we see it. Oh, well.
That's crazy.
You can't deny it because it's a lot of people coming forth.
All
over the planet.
Phones, bro, with phones and everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
you can't escape
that.
that.
Back then in the 80s, we didn't have to phones or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
They was aware of it.
But now we got phones.
They was aware of it.
Yeah.
Because you got footage surfacing with there was this female in the newspaper on a phone, flip phone in 1964. It couldn't,
yeah.
You see that?
Shit,
it couldn't be edited. It was a real actual photo. You
Time
know?
travel, baby.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised, you know.
They've been lying to us since day one.
Day one.
Cover up.
Anunnaki shit. Yo, you know all them people are like,
Tell the truth, it's taboo now.
yeah.
Well, he told the truth.
Yeah, but any UFO right now, I think you see, it has to do with the military-industrial complex. I think they're building all these ships, and they're going to use that to bring in the World War III. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody being against one another, it's going to be, you know, us against them type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? With that, we're going to make a lot of money.
We definitely in World War III. I mean, they killing us with the biochemical warfare.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Everything
For sure.
we eat, sleep, and drink, and that's the World War III right there we going through right now. We speculating, thinking like we going to see tanks and planes. They like, nah, just like that dog, cancer, COVID, anthrax, more cancer. Put the HIV to the side, lupus, lice, ringworms. Take the ringworm back, more COVID. That's what's going
They
on.
switch it up.
They're just experimenting.
Those are
on us.
unidentified flying objects, and we inhale it, we drink it, we eat it every day subconsciously, you know. And when you say you saw something in the sky, they get you, oh, he's 730, he crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but the truth don't need no apology, man. You know, so.
Yo, you know, you hear my brother back and speaking my wine, and brother. Let's get into, you know, let's get off this fucking outer space shit and get into some real game shit. You heard?
Let's land back to Earth over here.
You know, one of my good friends is, you know, is dope to that. I know this person. Me and him spoke years. You know, we've known each other for a little while now. So, but when I first came into his presence, I had to tell him like I seen the J-Lo tag from a child. You know what I mean? I come from that same time. It's like a year or two than me, but we was doing a lot of similar things when it comes to the graph shit, the polo shit.
I was lying about my age. I'm like 6 years up.
You heard? And the guard been putting it down graph wise. I'm gonna say putting down period in all forms of fashion. But what introduced me to the person was the graph. And I'm a person who write graffiti too. My man Woody Wood does the same thing too. Rod ain't a graph writer.
I'm not a graph writer, but I'm a connoisseur of graph. I like graph. Like I can tell you different people. So I know what I'm looking at. You know, some people are like, oh, what's that?
You know how to read letters, bro? You know how to read letters?
Yes and no.
All right.
The culture's beautiful.
Yeah.
I embraced it for the last 40 years, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The guard, you know, as the, you know, as I said, this is J-Lo, man.
The original. The original.
Yeah,
The original J-Lo from the block. Jennifer Lopez wasn't thought about, and Living Color was 10 years later. I'm the original.
She stole it from him, man. She stole it from him, man.
Actually, Heavy D gave her the name.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was young, if you ride the L train, he was heavy in them tunnels. If
Indeed.
you saw the green garbage trucks, and how I got introduced to J-Lo tag was the green garbage trucks from the projects. If you know, you'll know.
My name was everywhere. The crackhead was selling ass for $5.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time they changed the green garbage can on Block 3 in Williamsburg, it had a J-Lo with the $ and the O on that shit. And I remember conversations with my man, Taz. Shout out to my man Taz, who has Natural Life. You never know, he might be coming home soon. You know, you never know.
Yep.
Should be happening. But that's my man though. And he like, it was a conversation with him about the tag J-Lo. And he was like, he described J-Lo, right? But I don't think that matter of fact, he was right and wrong. But now I know who J-Lo is. He is half. He made like this a Puerto Rican dude. You know, like it's a Puerto Rican nigga.
Yeah, I was Puerto Rican, man. I'm just like it, man. My mom is Filipino, pops is black. I came out looking like this.
like this.
And that's what my man said, like the Spanish dude.
Yeah, I got that all my life, man.
And we heard he was a low life too. You know,
Yeah, that's where the name came from, man. I embraced it from the low lives, you know.
So tell me, for the people, you know, we don't do interviews. We just hanging out. We just hanging out.
Like it is.
But my man, for our audience that may not know your story, man, let's go a little bit into your origins, and that's Brownsville.
Okay.
Give me a little bit about your Brownsville origins.
My Brownsville origins. I lived in Brownsville since 1974. Growing up, the gangs was fading out, the crack was moving in. When the crack moved in, I didn't care for it. But at the same time, when the crack moved in, there was a lot of teenagers at that time. We say 82, between 84, more into the scrolling their names on the wall. That caught my eye. You know what I'm saying? My mom's trying to keep me away from it, but just like a dope fiend and heroin addict, I had to have it. So I got caught up in that instead of the drug trade. Everybody I grew up with got caught with the drugs. Some went to prostitution. Some went to just drinking. I picked up the magic mark and pen, and I've been running with it for years, you know. And my name wasn't always J-Lo, it was Jack M.O.G. Okay, because those were those the folks that inspired me, the M.O.G. crew. Shouted out to Cito, M.O.G., Pizer, rest in peace, R.E. Pizer, R.E. rest in peace. You know, Broke a Bus, my man J.O. M.O.G. That's how I got caught up in that. And, you know, growing up, everybody would be like, you know, telling my mom, yo, he writing on the wall, he writing on the trucks. Fuck out of here. I can be doing something else. You understand what I'm saying? So growing up in Brownsville, I was one of the first to really just dominate Brownsville. When I dominated Brownsville, every other graffiti artist was out and about in different neighborhoods. But I stayed in Brownsville because when I started, I was between 10 and 12. Can't go nowhere. So I dominated Brownsville heavy. And when people met me, they was like, this little bastard right here? Yeah, I can't go nowhere. So I dominated Brownsville. And as I got older, it became like a habitual thing. So I killed Brownsville, like 40 blockbusters on the L line, 40 blockbusters going uptown. And every time, this is something y'all don't hear about in graffiti, but I'm gonna give it to y'all. Because when you put a real graffiti artist on here versus an internet one, you're gonna hear some crazy shit. When I used to bomb, I used to have prostitutes and crackheads with me. You understand? Where about an average graffiti dude always went bombing with graffiti writers. But I always kept a prostitute with me or a heroin addict. Why? Because if you give them $5, they got your back. Your name gonna be everywhere. And plus, the pussy was cheap back then. It was $3. You know, before $40 in Netflix and chill, wow. I had the Halle Berry crackheads before they were zombies. Baby. $4. You would never get that sex no more. I don't give a fuck if you're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. The pussy I came across. Let me tell y'all the real science about J-Lo on the block. We ain't talking about Jenny. We talking about the real J-Lo. I stayed with a badass crackhead with low self-esteem. You dig? And a broke one. I'm talking about, listen, picture Halle Berry in her prime, Lena Horne in her prime. I'm getting head for $2 in burned out buildings. You damn right I was nice with it. You want to know why my hand's straight? Because everything I did was just straight to it. Straight. Fucking before pubic hair, you heard? That's how I was in Brownsville, man. You know, from dope fiends to dope teams, you did. And I don't regret it, you know, because these crackheads and dope fiends taught me a lot as I grew up. They told me, listen, man, the pussy you gonna run into after this, it's gonna be different. Okay, it's gonna be different. That shit gonna come with responsibilities and headaches. You see, because the pussy I was with only came with $2 and $5, and that was it. I put my name up, and everybody wondered who this man was, who was actually a kid, J-Lo. So, you know, like I said, there's no regrets, man. Shout out to all 10 of my kids and 6 grandkids, because from that, you get this. You understand? 30 years of marriage. This is what the dope things taught me. So what I did was took their positive lives that they couldn't fucking put out there, and I implemented it in my life. So you want to get high and put needles in your arm? Fine. I know what not to do. And I took that shit with me and ran. And man, shout out to mad dope fiends who got out the game that's on my Instagram page like J-Lo. You better not say my name.
Yo, speaking about Brownsville, a lot of street legends come out of Brownsville.
Yes.
A lot of street legends.
Yes, man. You got Shannon Briggs, Mike Tyson, Thurston Howell from the Lowlife. The whole boot camp clique, man. You got MOP. You got so many boxes out there, man. You got Danny Jacobs, man. You had Pearl Washington. You know, rest in peace. You had Old Dirty Bastard came from Brownsville. A lot of people don't know that, man. You had oh man, it was just so many. The amazing one and only Art Bark, man. Rest in peace. If you see Education of Sonny Carson.
Nice.
You feel me? A lot of original. You got the original J-Lo from Brownsville. I ain't gonna downplay me.
I want to continue. Got to cut your wisdom.
Indeed.
But Art Bar's nephew is Facts on Wax.
Indeed.
A lot of people don't know that. When he told me that shit, that's his mother's brother.
Indeed. And
like it blew my mind. He's like, yeah, he said, I took a picture in front of the school. He's like, you in front of my family shit. I'm like, I said, oh wow. This is shout out to my man Facts on Wax, man.
Indeed. Facts on Wax. You already know.
Yo, so Brownsville, you know, there's a show, you know, speaking about Brownsville, there's a show or there's a YouTube channel that St. Laz do. And
shout out to St. Laz, man.
Shout out to St. Laz, man. I've been watching all your joints recently, man. Just watched the joint on my man Shy Wells. That was a great storytelling of it.
Every story.
But so you know, you was on St. Laz joint twice.
Yeah. I definitely was on there.
Talk to our peoples a little bit about that, man. That was big.
All right. My first one on St. Laz was about me being in Brooklyn House of Detention. Everybody got Rikers Island stories, but nobody really had stories about being in the Tombs or the north and south side of Navy Yard where it was really popping. Okay, there was times on Brooklyn House where you was begging to go to Rikers. Okay, I was begging because I in Brooklyn House during a time where that shit was like people thought it was laid back. No, when you go to Brooklyn House back then, you go there, you go to medical, they put you in the auditorium and you watching videotapes of the what to do's and not, and that's it. It ain't like Rikers, you going through the A gate and the B gate, you going straight in there, B. And when you go on there, it's 30 people in there, man, that's already family except you. 15 on the uppers, 15 on the lowers. A side all the way to D side, first floor all the way to the 10th floor. You know what I'm saying? And there, when I got to Brooklyn House changed my life forever. Because all these years I've been in the streets fighting, I thought I was fighting until I got in the jailhouse and realized that when you fighting there, it's when the house say it's over. I thought after I won it's over. Nah, you go back in there and fight more. What do you mean? I won. Nah, you didn't win. Fight some more, bro. We gonna pluck you out. So now my non-fighting ass, right? Because I'm not a fighter. Well, at that time I wasn't. I fucked you up now. I wasn't a fighter, right? They forced me to learn how to fight. We fought there till motherfuckers was throwing up on each other. You heard? I mean, we biting each other in the face. And I said on St. Last show, I was fighting a Spanish dude in the back, right? It's 15 cells on the up, 15 on the bottom, right? We was all the way in the back fighting quietly. You know why? Because that's the stupid shit that the house is encouraging. Fight some more, bro. Fight some more. And every time we gave up, they stick us with like crocheting needles or a little shank. Not enough to draw blood, but enough to us to be in there fighting like this. And so until you shitted on yourself and threw up, you ain't been in a fight.
Facts.
You ain't been in a fight, man. Me and Duke biting each other, crying, shit in each other's arms. We fighting. It's different. I never heard that on Rikers. So I immediately was hoping my name would get called after court to go to Rikers. No. When I got remanded, back to Brooklyn House.
That's crazy.
Brooklyn House was
fucked
up in the early
I went
90s,
to-
late 80s.
I went to Brooklyn House back in the days, man. Cells. I was on the cells. If I'm not mistaken, it was cells. High windows,
cells.
all the way up to the top. Like the windows, you can't look at the windows. They all on the top. And back then the floors used to mean something, like different floors.
Yeah. I mostly every time I went to
I
Brooklyn
was a
House.
high number.
Yeah, I always went to well, for stabbing, I was put on the 10th floor. I always stayed on either 7 or 6. And they always kept me on the D side. You know what I'm saying? The D side was like everybody that was in there that had like bail. You know, like if I had a $5,000 bail, they keep most of the bail people on the D side. I really couldn't talk too much about the A and C side, but that's how Brooklyn was. And then Staten Island be all on the 4th and 5th floor.
That's a fact.
Yo, they couldn't put Staten Island up on the higher floors because dudes in there, the politics at that time was so arrogant, B. Arrogant. It's nothing like Rikers Island, man. That's Brooklyn House was gladiator school.
Back then, I went to Brooklyn House back then, and definitely dudes were trying to go to Rikers Island.
And Navy Yard, you was dying just to go home, B. Navy Yard went up to the 4 floors. They had a south side and a north side. And that shit was like a dungeon, B. You know what I'm saying? That shit had the slots for real. You can go in there, you can have a bunkie or be 4 in the fucking dorm, or you can have your for dolo shit, whatever they put you. But I'll say the worst jail I've been in, because I've never been to prison. The worst jail was Navy Yard. Navy Yard, the rape shit was real, the knocking you out, taking your ass shit was real. This is during a time, you know, late teens. They was accepting you. You know what I'm saying? I think it closed down in 93, 94, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I missed the Navy Yard.
Yeah, I hit Navy Yard in 92, B.
I missed the Navy Yard. I started then going to prison, I believe, in 1994. So I missed the Navy Yard. I heard about it.
But you could get some pussy in Navy Yard. That's why they closed that shit down, man. Hey, wherever they insecure, I'm with it, B.
Yo, also, outside of doing the same last year, you was also one of the hosts on the Vandal Hour. You know, we actually went to California together.
Yes, sir.
Great experience.
We went through about 20 different states, man. I say 10 going and 10 coming back. And I was the main culprit in the whole thing because went out there to paint to represent for New York. You know, we had a couple of other writers with us, and so when they were doing the illegal bombing, I had to fall back to because if I got caught, we had no show. You know, so we had fun, man. Some dudes was out there racking. They don't stole 80 motherfucking cans of paint, laptops, jackets. We went through Minnesota. It was cold. Everybody had jackets going. We went to a Wawa's, made our own sandwiches and left out. Oh man, it was crazy. The racism was crazy when we was in Idaho. It was just crazy. But our racism was dope. Like the shit we went through shouldn't really be televised. But when they tried to get racist with us, we was also, I'll fuck you up, man. I'll fuck you and police up. So they didn't really like New York, but we was just crazy. We got to Nevada, regardless of Las Vegas, we did Vegas, but Nevada, the state itself, they welcome us with just straight pussy at the door, B. All the fat women in Nevada, low self-esteem is at an all-time high. Listen, all-time high.
All-time high.
I had beautiful fat women that were just ready to give up the goddamn sheesh, the carbon dioxide legs. That's what I call it from rubbing so much. You know,
Down there.
yeah, one chick wanted to take me home and shit, man, but I was like, nah. I'm gonna stay with the crew, you know. Motherfuckers was fucking in the pool. Yo, I mean, not me, but it was people in general out there fucking in the pool. You had dudes out there looking at us like, damn, them New York dudes are different. And all the women, I kid you not, man, I got 10 witnesses, man. The women went crazy when they found out we was from New York. The pussy was just there.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah, it was there. It was there. Over there. I like fat women, so while the whole team was over there with the beautiful women, I was in the low self-esteem section. The low self-esteem section with all the big women that just wanted to hear everything I had to say.
You love on the fluffy one.
I had them kissing each other, yeah, sucking on each other, twerking. Yeah, I remember the cop coming over there like, where y'all from? I'm like, New York. He was like, oh, okay, it figures. You know, to see all these big women twerking and shit, man, and it was crazy. We had fun, man. Yeah, we had a pop.
Everywhere we go.
The Vandal Hour, you know, when we went on that trip, LAX to New York, that changed my life crazy because that was the turning point when I started to see big money. And so I had to look back at mathematics, like, you done created a monster, you know, and he subconsciously created a monster because when I work with mathematics, I do it sincerely from the heart and just the labor. But what comes with that, it's a lot of work, commission. You're gonna get groupies and fans. You're gonna get spectators and speculators. That's like, yo, what is this shit you fucking with J-Lo? Wasn't until you went on that trip you did X, Y, and Z. Listen, I don't know. We was in the motherfucking deserts. I don't know what jumped in me. We were in places. We was in Area 51 where the fucking feds rolled up on us and was like, what y'all doing over here? And they was excavating dinosaur bones. We don't know what jumped in us. So when I got back to New York, I got back to New York. Everybody in New York was like, J-Lo, you in the Source magazine painting in California. I was like, what? It was already in the Source before I got back to New York.
Yeah, we made the Source magazine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that was like my fourth time being in there, but this time I was in there without me knowing. And I just started thinking of Biggie, smiling every time my face is in the Source, like.
Yo, and the shot that they have of the front of our article is like J-Lo on the top of the wall, hanging with the paint. Yeah, and he's right in New York to LAX in the picture.
And I gotta tell you, man, the Vandal Hour took care of me. This is why the people got crazy, because when I went, there were clothing lines sponsoring me, all food paid up, hotel paid up, fucking everything I wanted was paid up. Everything. I'm like, yo, I was feeling like a rapper on tour.
And we still boosted.
Yeah, right. And we met a Mexican dude out there who actually was a gangbanger graffiti artist. We welcomed him. He started hanging with us for the week, and took us all over Cali, man. He was showing us the ins and the outs, man. I miss that dude,
Yo,
man.
that was the fact. He took us through some hoods. The first night that I got there, because they actually got there before I did. I came later. And when I got there, we all went to our first show was in Burbank.
Yeah.
So we went to Burbank. It was in a bar. We didn't have a lot of people come out. Let me say this. We put together our own tour. This wasn't like a tour we got signed or something. Nah, we put together our own tour. Wow. And our first stop was in Burbank at this bar. And it was like, no lie to you, some real hillbilly looking type bar. But we want to have fun wherever the fuck we at.
We had some police action because dudes wanted to go bombing.
That's a fact. Dudes went crazy over there across the street from the spot.
Oh, man.
Right across the street?
Yeah.
Right across the street. I'm the one that almost got caught. This is when weed wasn't legal. Somebody left like a pound next to my face, right? What? While the helicopter was going around and the police was trying to figure where they ran, right? I was stuck in the van with the door wide open. I said, if I don't close this door, they know I'm in there. So I was trying to close it, but the cop was moving the flashlight, and I'm laying there like, all right, if they catch me, it's whatever. I'm just laying there. I turned my head and saw a whole plastic bag full of weed. I tried to blow it like, so I'm going to jail, man. And so I closed it a little bit. She still was looking. I kind of rolled out because I'm only 5'5", right? When I rolled out, I closed the door. I looked gay when I did. I closed it like this. And when click, I didn't want it to make the car noise. Mm-hmm. And I rolled over like real fucking Fall Guy MacGyver shit and dipped in the car. Everybody was eating and smoking like, oh, you good, bro?
Yo, it was crazy. We was bombing. Somebody called the police. It was crazy, man. Shout out to my Mexican man. I gotta find out the name.
He's on Instagram, but
that's a fact. That's a fact. And
he's
a man through our guard. We also was out there with my man from Gowana's Projects who moved out there. I forgot the guard name. Cito.
Oh man.
My man Cito. He was a black Dominican. And
he had us in the projects that had waterfalls and pools on
it. It was called the Medici
houses.
And you know what's crazy? Because I watch a lot of California podcasts. And the name of the spot, someone said it. Like Tiger was living there, something like that. And they was like, the Medici. I was like, the Medici. Downtown LA, man.
We were in there.
That's a fact, though. And what's called it? They had a pool and all that. Yo, that was a funny. I forgot about that. We took the pictures. We took the pictures. We came in there looking like these motherfuckers is like pool ready. We fully clothed coming into the pool every day.
Like some New York.
Yeah. And the trip was beautiful, man. We only had one problem in Cali when my man Vito had his New York hat tilted to the right side. Oh. And the Mexican dude said something to him, and Vito was like, what? Yeah? Vito speaks Spanish. Yeah? What? Fuck out of here. And the Mexican dude was like, yeah, all right.
It got kind of crazy. It was outside of our second gig.
Them motherfuckers came out the hills like the movie The Hills Got Eyes. Like, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, we not here for that, man. We here for some art shit. My man Vito like, fuck that. Nah, I don't give a fuck. Fuck all that. I'm like, Vito, chill, bro.
We was in front of our event. We had a few situations.
Oh, I gotta say this because people won't believe it, but I gotta say this, man, because this really happened. We got in a federal building. I ain't gonna tell you which one because they might come back for my ass. Yeah. And went through the metal detectors with ice picks and fucking brass. We knew they shits don't work. And what saved my man Vito dropped his shit when he went through the metal detectors. And as soon as it hit the floor, they had a situation with an inmate in there, which caused all the police to go that way, leaving us at the metal detectors. That saved Vito. It was his belt buckle, which was actually a knife. And it fell apart when he went through because he had on these big Section 8 shorts and shit from fucking Foreman Mills or something. And that shit fell apart in the metal detective, man. And the police, as soon as it hit the floor, police was already en route to go do something, ascertain some dude that was in cuffs already. So we had a good time, man, and I will never forget that trip. Like I said, that had a lot to do with my early beginnings in the art game right now. So S.STREET Media definitely will give you that push. But see, everybody won't know how to utilize every tool handed to them. You know, you can give somebody a hammer, he won't know how to really build something unless he take it and study and learn the ins and the outs of what that particular tool do. So when S.STREET Media kept giving me a lot of the publicity, I had niggas from Yemen hit me up. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. Yo, do you do smoke shops? I'm like, yeah. I ain't never did a smoke shop in my life. You pay smoke shops? How much you charge? I was like, You can give me 8,000, but I'll take 5. All right, 5,000 to you. So when they gave it to me for $5,000, I said, man, I'm about to paint the smoke shop for $5,000. I got 3 more. Make price lower. I was like 4,000 for the next 3. I said, damn, S.STREET Media. I mean, Van Der Waal, I'm doing it. And I did one smoke shop and bought a truck. Then another smoke shop, bought a car. I said, you know what? I'm like a drug dealer in the 80s. This is serious. And so, you know, a lot of the people looking at me like, yo, that Van Der Waal shit you fuck with, Papa. What is that? Some New World Order shit? What is that? Because, yo, Pa, you was never like that, bro, till you got back. And I gotta admit, I don't know. See, some things are just bigger than us. And I don't never perpetuate that I got this, you know, real understanding that I got self-knowledge of self and all that. But when I did come back, I don't know what in the mountains got in me, but something spiritually just took over me when I got back. And I just went crazy because my own crew, YNN, Ink Masters, is like, J-Lo is out there doing it. My wife looking at me like, you sure you ain't selling drugs? I'm like, nah, drugs. This ain't drugs. And she had to come out to see for herself. She thought it was another bitch. She thought it was drugs. I'm like, nah, it ain't that. I said, you'd have knew it was another bitch. If it was another bitch, there wouldn't be no money involved. Because side bitches cost. I hope my wife know that. She called, so I don't know why she would think my side bitch would be free. So my wife know that, you know, 30 years in the game, you know, so, you know, real pimp type shit. Yeah, pimp shit.
Yeah. Let's dive into that real quick, man. For the people who may not know, my man J-Lo had a past life as a ism spitter,
Word
you know,
woman
getter,
word up
type of dude.
Yeah.
And he was in that lifestyle, that PIMP lifestyle.
Indeed. I'm still in it, but I'm doing different things now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to steal a bitch's mind and soul. I'm here to fucking tell a story. And if she could take it and run with it and I could be a good leader, then we home, you know? And instead of these motherfucking chicks out here being manipulated by me, my wife took the shit. So now instead of being stuck with a hoe, I'm stuck with a fucking wife. But the one thing about the wife, while I've been stuck with her for 30 years, is she know how to follow instructions. Therefore, there is no self-destruction. She never crash out. Everything is done right, from our clothing line, from being fed 4-course meals a day, because fat niggas don't eat 3 meals. I'm sorry, man. That shit is a stereotype. You know, but I definitely was in the pimp game. And when I was in it, I was 80 toes down. I had 8 women, you know, and the wife was confused. The baby moms didn't like it. Yeah, I got a baby mom from Howard. You know, shout out to Shawnette. She didn't like it. I don't like the way you treat them. And what is wrong with your top bitch? She retarded. Because before we knew what autism was, this is fucked up, but somebody got to tell y'all. I had an autistic bitch, right? Real shit. But at the time, autistic wasn't the word they was using in the 90s and 2000s.
Don't say that word.
Right.
The R word.
We can't say the R word, but back then it was acceptable. Just know this bitch elevated and go all the way up. But she was beautiful. She looked like Jennifer Lopez in her prime, right? And she was already seasoned. See, people think, oh, I go out there manipulating women. And no. I only fuck with women that's already go-getters, okay? So those 8 women were already in the game. They were seasoned. And what had happened is, if you can lead a woman somewhere, they would actually sit down and listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to fuck them and do this, that, and the third, I had a plan. My plan was, we all get cars, we all get some dope houses, live happily ever after. I know it sounds far-fetched until I started manifesting that shit. So when I had 4 cars, 4 bitches was like, this motherfucker's the deal. He's the truth. I got 4 cars, I had 2 houses. That shit caused the rest of the entourage to get down on board and be like, yo, J-Lo, you know what? I don't know what we doing, but I understand the ism you giving us. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't want to lean more towards me being a pimp. I've never seen it like that. To the untrained eye, I was a pimp. I had the feds on me. I had my, thank God, my bottom chick was just so thorough because when they decided to raid me, she's on my Facebook page and Instagram still, right? They couldn't break her. They had my wife handcuffed. They was like, yo, if you don't answer this, that, and the third, we're going to take the kids. My kids were babies at the time, right? I raised 10 kids plus 2. Word. And I got 6 grandkids, right? And I had some of the bitches taking my kids to school. I mean, my shit was like that, man, okay? This ain't that black exploitation shit with the big hat and feather in it, you feel me? We was really about that life. You understand what I'm saying? And fuck me up is that I started perpetuating a lifestyle of trying to be wearing the big jewelry. Y'all see the big rings and shit on my shit and all that, right? The tuxedos, the tailored suits, the Gucci and the Prada. That right there, when I started being a clown, that's when the feds got on me. They like, okay, fake ass Huggy Bear. And that's how we got on, you know, they started watching me and they caught my homegirl, Sunshine. Sunshine, shout out to you, man. She was just so thorough, man. She would not break, man. They was trying to give me 7 years in the feds. You know, my wife was, I told you, you ain't tell me shit. You was doing their hair and supporting me. All right? We let these bitches live in the crib with dog leashes on their neck. Listen, wife was with me, you know? And so we kept it away from my babies and shit, right? I kept all this away from the kids. And I'm not going to hold you, the pimping and the hoeing, it started out real tacky with us being in like Hunts Point, East New York. We played Atlantic City, the Promenade, a lot of that. I even opened up Mother Gaston one night in Brownsville, man. I was fucked up for doing that, but just to entertain everybody in the Ville, just to show them I had it like that. Shout out to B.I., you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You know, B.I., even though he was younger than me, he was showing me the ins and the outs of the ism. You know, we were opening Blades over there in Queens where it wasn't even popping. We was doing 23rd Street and 23rd Avenue in the early 2000s, late 90s, you know, and the money was crazy, man. We was seeing about $1,500 a night. Now, that might not be much, but if you're seeing $1,500 a night times 30 days in a month, you already know 30,000 times 12, you already know 6 figures a year.
I'm not going to lie to you. Back to the time you're talking about, that shit was on the news.
Yeah, it definitely was on the news,
that shit
man.
Was on the news about
you
that,
know?
about exactly what you're talking about, and it was like gang affiliated.
Yeah, what I'm telling you gonna match the time and it's gonna match politics, you know. It's only when you're not truthful about it, it'll be like. So right now, I would have a pimp right now on watching us saying, that ain't what pimping about. This is what's wrong with them. They think pimping is about manipulating a woman's mind. You know, a motherfucking chick, she does this shit by choice. You don't have to manipulate her. She already know what it is. So, you know, for me to be considering and saying I was a pimp, I wouldn't say that. I was just, you know, an entrepreneur who knew a lot of the ins and the outs of the game, you know. Started out with crackheads. Started out with dope things. Hey, yo, J-Lo, I got you. Hold me down. And I would hold them down. Then I became this gorilla pimp because I didn't know what a pimp was. So now I'm on the strip Bogart bitch. Yo, you ain't on this track unless I get a cut. What? I did that to every renegade. And if y'all don't know what a renegade is, that's any motherfucker out there selling her ass with no class who ain't got a pimp. So I was on some gorilla shit like, yo, get the fuck in the van. Get in the van or you gonna go. You know, real gangster shit. And most of the pimps were Bloods at the time. You had the Bloods, they was just hitting New York. And the Bloods was just kind of confused, man. Like, yo, Lo, man, you making this shit hot. Hey, I'm not a real pimp. But I got a story. And so, you know, I'll shout out to everybody, all the sisters on my Facebook and Instagram that was out there getting money with me. Because like I said, these ain't imaginary people. If they want to come forth and shout me out, listen, we really lived it, man. That's the difference between me and them black exploitation ass internet pimps, you know. And so, you know, once the feds, you know, once my case was dismissed with old girl, I got my life together and started implementing the ism into my art.
Let me ask you a question. That's a cultural wisdom.
You got it.
You done met, like, I didn't see you. What's the Rogers? T. Rogers.
T. Rogers, that's my man. Rest in peace, man.
Sure did. So when he passed away, I
met T. Rogers. My people flew him in. I was down with a clandestine Masonic lodge in Harlem, and T. Rogers was down with a Masonic lodge called International Masons. That's another set of Freemasons. And when they came together, we flew T. Rogers in. He wanted clarity on OG Mac because T. Rogers was getting a lot of heat for when the Bloods first started in New York. He was getting a lot of heat for it back out west. So, you know, that Rico shit is for real. T. Rogers like, yo, what up? And so when we flew him to New York, we put him up in a hotel. And a couple of other Bloods he came with from Cali. And it was a big thing. This was held at Alpha Masonic Lodge on 125th in Lexington. And the Nation of Gods and Earths were there. The FOI was there. The Bloods were there. Crips, Latin Kings, Nietas, a few gangs from Chicago. And I took the floor. And was giving them the ins and the outs of what this Blood stuff in New York was about. You know what I'm saying? Which had started in 1993. You know? And so T. Rogers needed that clarity from New Yorkers himself because the stories he was getting back west was all speculative. So when we brought him here, he trusted his brothers because we all come from gangbanging and we just happen to be Freemasons now. So it was more wise for him to trust in his brothers. And we chilled with T. Rogers. And this when this took place, T. Rogers, right? Only his peoples would know this. T. Rogers is going to do a part 2 to that uprising. We actually took a photo for it. It was like 50 Bloods. Everybody had the red rags up. T. Rogers is in the front. I was on the right of him with a red fez on. And we had a few Moors in there because we had the Moors there. Like I said, we had the 5%ers there. We had, man, everything you could think of you see in New York was there. It was real big. And the only negative thing that happened that day was one of the Muslim sisters got violated when somebody checked and doing the security at the door. She don't like the way she was felt. And so a lot of heat came down on us, and we was no longer welcome in the building no more.
Wow.
And so, you know, now I crossed over from the clandestine Freemasons to Prince Hall. Now, a lot of Freemasons watching this might be like, yo, what do you mean clandestine? You know exactly what I mean when I say clandestine. That means, yo, Michael Jordan, Air Jordans ain't real. So I went over where it was real. Right? And that's what's wrong. A lot of Masons are scared to address and check other Freemasons. Look, before you're a Mason, you're a man. And I don't care if you're a Mason, Shriner, 5% of Muslim, you're going to get checked if your shit ain't right. And so I left the clandestine stuff and became Prince Hall affiliated. You know, I went over there. This is after I got my life together. I went over there because they not, listen, these gangsters out here think they gangster. You fuck around with the Masons if you want to. Abracadabra. Yeah, okay. I went over to Prince Hall where my shit was right. And they welcomed me with warm, open arms. I joined Boyer Lodge #1. I worked myself up in the higher ranks, became a noble in the most honorable temple in New York, the Mother Temple, Medina Temple #19. Now all I got now is stories, 6 grandchildren, and gray hairs. You feel me?
Wow. Yo, you have lived a very full and vast life, man. You know, every time I build you, I'm learning something. You know, from even with you at one point doing music, which I wouldn't even know. Yeah. You actually tried music before. I tried music in 1986 to 1996. Rest in peace to Don Rubin from Don Rubin's Bike Shop in Brownsville.
I was hanging with the Jamaicans, man. Shouted out to Smiley Don, my man Lion Ranks, you know, the whole Don Rubin crew. And when you hang with the Jamaicans, what they were doing at that time was they would pass the mic around and be chatting. And be writing inside the bike shop doing music. So I was like, fuck it. I don't see, but I'm in the east, but I'm in the west, pull my Josh, y'all the best. And I was like, yeah, I'm about to be the new Snow. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be up there, living long, you know, doing my little 1-2. And so I had put out a record back in 1995. It was corny as shit, but we did it because we had money. My brother-in-law had money. We had a record label called New Horizon. Shouted out to MC Lord. I mean, we was just so old with it. And we had our stickers. We had a street team. We had a poster. We had all that. I used to be on the radio. You had to actually pay to get on the radio. They stopped that now. I believe you can lose your whole radio doing that now. We had a record pool out. I was putting my records in record pool. I was doing a lot of shows, and my shows were way better than my record. My record was bullshit. My record was straight trash because when you dealing with these A&Rs and all these small record labels back then, you got to do what they say. They was giving me hokey pokey beats, and now I'm no longer a hard reggae artist. Now I'm like Mr. Rogers in your neighborhood type fucking artist. So I got fed up with it. I got mad because it was converting me into something I wasn't. I wanted to talk about guns, pussies, and crackheads. And they was like, no, talk about how women need to do this and guys need to do that and stay in school. And I don't want to talk about none of that. So I quit the music shit, no regrets, because whatever rappers is making, I'm making the same shit today, B. Yo, my head ain't big, but my confidence levels is mad high because I stand behind everything I do. You know what I'm saying? 6 figures a year sitting on your ass is not bad, B. And I always throw that in the air to let the people around me know, family members and friends, you can do it. I'm the dopest dropout of high school I ever met. Word.
Yo, as I said, the guard J Lo is in the motherfucking building.
Yeah, shout out to y'all.
And you know, on the hangout, you're gonna get some history.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get some history. You're gonna get some jewels. You know, we like to joke around and shit, but we like to also have a message behind that. And even though we brought the brother on because I wanted to hear some of the pimp stuff. You know,
I commercialized it the best way I could, but
and
the
then,
pimp shit, man.
I heard about the bottom one that had me thinking.
Yeah. So you know, I want to let y'all know I got a lot of different associates. Rod, aka Fetty, have a lot of different friends and associates. So we want to bring these people. These people are doing things. They're moving, and we want to highlight them. And we just want to talk with them outside of, like, you know, in front of a desk. You know what I mean? We want to do it like on some laid back, kick back style. The Low don't smoke or drink. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. I don't see him indulging in any of that. So the brother be on some straight edge. If you was smoking, the guard was just building with us while we indulging. So he is saying, so the guard is saying this in straight mind and everything. This ain't no like drunk speech like nah. This is very much on point. Very much on point. Let's get into some topics, man. Let's get into a couple of topics, man. So oh man, that's twice that should happen. It's the headphones, right?
Yeah.
So damn, twice too. So I want to get into some topics. Pardon me for that squeak. Just happened. I hate using headphones, and today when I fucking use these goddamn headphones, you know, 2 fuck ups. Mike, that's something I learned new. Mike next to headphones, no go, no bueno, no bueno. Right now, they're saying that in New York City, they say that the shootings is going down 20%. But recently, Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm about to say, you had a teen shooting in NYC, 15-year-old was shot and killed in broad daylight, come out of summer school. The gunman is 17 years old. This happened in Bensonhurst, after summer school. You also had three male teenagers were shot, 15, 17, and 18-year-olds outside of Red Lobster on Times Square.
Yeah.
2 were shot in the leg, 1 was shot in the arm. Also, as we said last week, but we didn't really get into it in depth. This is not New York City, but this was another shooting. Gilly the Kid's son was killed in Philly, and they just buried him this week. You know, my condolences to Gilly the Kid and his family. A lot of shootings is becoming. Let me say this, not to say that we didn't go through this, but it seems like this year it kind of like, you know, they say it's down 20%. I don't see it, but it's been kind of up this summer. I see these kids in Pooh Shiesty mask. You know what I mean? You got kids in Pooh Shiesty's mask. It's a heat wave in New York, 100 degrees, man, and with a hoodie on. Let me say this, man. When I see hoodie and Shiesty, Pooh Shiesty, in this weather, I'm assuming that that's what you want. Like, I'm just gonna assume it. Like, no lie to you. Like, if I don't think you're thinking that way, I'm an asshole. Because whoever could do 120, because with that sweater on, it's 20. 120 with a Pooh Shiesty on. You want some. If it happened, it happened. If some action come my way, I'm ready. Shit. So. How you feeling about this these situations that have been going on in New York City and just the whole environment right now when it comes to these shootings?
Yo, these shootings. I'm not saying that it's not happening all the time like that, but it's the fact that it's happening with. Before it used to be like, oh, they was having a shootout. Now people just getting shot. Just getting shot. It's not like anybody aiming to get to that person or whatever. They just, yo, bye, the shoot.
So now they're saying it's 20% down, but what I'm saying, where? 20% in what, Canarsie?
Yeah.
Because the shooting is every day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where they get that statistic from. Not us. I've seen it on Instagram, in my feed, that it was 20% down in New York. I'm like, what part of New York? Bay Ridge or something? Bensonhurst?
and that's in that area.
Yeah, because they shoot it every day. I live in the Bronx.
Oh,
my Dominican people over there don't play. It's World War Z over there.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Word up.
Shout out to the
They
Bronx.
say the Bronx is burning. It's hot. It's hot over there. You know what I'm saying? Shout it out to my Dominican brothers out there. They not playing. And so I'm trying to figure where's the 20, the 20%? Like, what made them come to that average? You know, 20%, it ain't even 20% down in my house. Like, they be shooting at each other in the house verbally with words.
Yo.
So I'm trying to figure, you know, 20% where, man? The news is tripping, man. They need to hang them out.
They just saying that to get you like, oh, all right, you know. I know there's no shooting, but, you know, people dying every day, you know, but that's a separate thing, you know.
Maybe the 9/11 calls are down.
The 9/11 calls.
The 911 calls are down, yeah.
Until the end.
You know what it is? They want people to spend that summer money.
Yeah.
They don't want you to
be outside scared.
They don't want you to be out there like, I'm not going to Coney Island. I'm not going to 42nd Street. I'm not going to this place. You know, they want you to spend that summer money. A lot of businesses is waiting for school to be out and parents having to spend. You know, I think. You know.
Yep.
You know, definitely. I just think we got a new commissioner now. He's Puerto Rican. I don't know his name. I'm not gonna lie to you. And we don't have a secretary, a part of our When we get to that point, when we got like y'all watch Mason and Cameron show.
Oh yeah.
When we get a little bit more paper. Make sure if you're trying to support us, we have our Cash App link in the bio. I know Jado gonna have a joke about it. Yo, but I read one of his posts said, Cash App, people who put their Cash App on posts is a new form of begging.
Yeah. The new form of begging is Cash App.
It's called donation.
Word. I put my Cash App up there, you know.
Yeah, we asking for donations. If you like our content, if you like what we coming up with, donate to the spot. But also in that description where you can find that, you can find our Facebook page, you can find our radio station page, our website, our Instagram, our TikTok. If you want to tap in with us, make sure you hit the description up and hit them links in that description. Also, make sure you subscribe. Don't be a ghost follower. Don't be a ghost rider.
I'm watching you.
Oh, that's a new one.
Ghost Rider.
Don't be a ghost rider. We don't fuck with ghost riders or Captain Americas.
No.
Or Captain Americas. We don't fuck with ghost riders or Captain Americas. So don't be a Captain America either, man, because I hate liars, man.
I posted a photo one day. I got 50 likes and 3,000 views. I said, damn, now I'm looking forward to the views. I don't even pay the likes no more.
How many shares they gave you?
Yo, I ain't get no shares, but the 3,000
no,
views.
they did. They screenshotted this shit.
Probably, because it definitely was hard.
They wanted to get the credit.
Yeah.
Like, who's he? You nobody.
Then you run into them in the street, they go, yo, I like what you did, bro. I'm like, yo, you didn't even like my joint.
You didn't like
Oh,
the
you
did.
saw it. Okay.
Oh, that happens a lot.
A lot.
That happens a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. That definitely happens a lot. Speaking of, we just talking about these young shooting. A lot of kids being shot.
Bang bang.
I want to go into drill rap real quick, and this is just one of them thoughts that is going to make you go, this is not something profound. No, this is not a profound thought. This is just like, I didn't get this one, and when I finally somebody broke it down to me, I said. So speaking of these shootings and stuff, drill rap. Let's talk about drill rap real quick, man. Have you ever heard a drill song and they be like, I'm holding the Glock, I'm holding the pole. No. Have you heard that?
Yes.
And when someone said this out loud, I was like, that's supposed to be the demon voice.
Wow.
It makes so much sense though, because so many of them do that.
Yep.
So many of them do that. But when someone broke it down, they was like, that's supposed to be the demon voice. I was like,
Demon time.
wow. So I know the people in here who watches us, a lot of y'all are like of our persuasion, 40 and better. If your kid has a demon voice, if he's telling you, give me some money for the studio, if he's telling you, Mom, I'm into rap, you're taking it real serious, and he never plays his music for you, but you might have heard him in that voice. Throw some holy water on that nigga. Throw some holy water on that nigga, because that nigga needs an exorcism. This is crazy. The demon voice. So you think you're A+ child who goes to Brooklyn Tech or something, but they in a room and they sound like Carrie. They sound like shit like that. They sound like If they sound like the poltergeist or something, yo, do not get them money for the studio. Do not get them money for the studio, man.
Can't you see the baddies coming through?
Don't you see the demons?
Yeah, that's crazy. They like gripping the pole, riding the toe. Like,
Yeah.
Cookie Monster was the first drill rapper. See this for Cookie, it's good enough for me.
yo, it's crazy, man.
Sesame Street.
It's crazy, man. Like, yeah. So I just had to talk about the demon voice. Pay attention to your kids, man. Make sure they don't have the demon voice. If they have the demon voice, man, and your son telling you he rap like J. Cole, he lying. That nigga lying. He out there shooting somebody.
Word.
He over there running the block, running them down.
And then you know what happens? Something happens, and they make and something happens to them. They like, not my boy. I'm like, not Teddy. No, Teddy's name is Deadly.
And you never hear about them in jail because they never make it there. They be getting bodied left and right.
That's crazy.
You never hear about them in the prisons.
Yo, their careers be like 3 years. Like they be gangsters for 3 years.
Their lifespan be like 3
I say
years.
2
yo.
years. I say 2 years. The first year, they feeling themselves.
Yeah.
By the second and third, it's over. You can't tell them nothing. Like they've been here for years.
Mad tattoos on them, piercings.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's funny? I thought about this recently because I was listening to some like young kid like talking on YouTube, and he was like, "Yo, we've been out here mad long. We've been doing this for a minute, right?" And it was crazy when I was like 23, 24. I remember talking to my cousin, sounding just like that. Like, yo, we've been out here mad. Only been out here like doing crime for like 11 years. And that 11 years felt like
Long time.
like 30. Like we've been putting in mad work, nigga.
Mad work.
And the reality is like we was like wet behind the ears still. Even at 24, like I see these 24-year-olds. You know, I have my man Dre in here. I have Jai in here. Like 24 in reality is like still like really young.
It is.
Like it's still like they may not feel that way.
We felt like that at 25.
Yeah.
We were old.
We was old. Like kind of like yo, we was like I'm like
My fucking kids are 29 and 28. Like yo,
that's still babies. That's still babies in the reality of things. So I get it, man. I get it, but you know, times done change. Right now, a lot of people are talking about the YNW Melly mistrial. 9 jurors voted not guilty, and he had 3 motherfuckers who don't know what the fuck they was thinking. I don't know. I'm not here to judge nothing, but I'm just saying this is what happened. This is the facts. It was a mistrial. They're already putting in the paperwork for a retrial. I don't even think they tried to give that nigga a bail yet.
Nah, they're not. He's not coming home.
They're not even trying to get that nigga a bail.
you see his face? He was
That's the
like,
thing about that's the thing about the mistrial. You get a mistrial. Everybody, oh, he good. He good. No,
you never really good.
you get a mistrial. Now, depending on what you locked up for, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but him.
That's
right.
You gonna stay until they come up with the next trial.
We don't need you to tamper with any more witnesses while you're out there. Because we're trying to build a case against you. Everybody done showed their hand already. So let's go back and start again.
And he charged with
Everybody's
killing
trying to
childhood
find their
friends.
mistakes and things
Childhood
like that.
friends. He
So
didn't
we
kill.
gotta keep him in there.
He's not charged with killing friends. He's charged with killing his childhood friends.
That's what
Childhood friends.
Oh,
And from point blank range.
Exactly.
how did
From
we
point
get
blank
there?
range. What's the word? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know what alleged means. You know that guy.
know him.
Yeah, I hear a lot of different things about him, man. And I said this in another show. I don't know if it was the Hangout or Style by Poverty, but I'm not gonna lie. He looked kind of off.
That's what I said.
I can't call. I'm a good judge of character, and like
He was like,
let me say this: when I was young, I don't know if y'all remember. Well, we all 40 and above. Back in the days, cats that wore glasses was like really gangster. I can't explain it. A lot of dudes that I know who was like on that Tom,
Frames.
they wore them glasses, and it was just like a throw off. It's like an art of war thing. Like,
Clark Kent, baby.
yeah, like you don't know what I'm
Sophisticated
capable
gangster
of.
here.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, that's that energy that Mel gives off. Like, the smile is so like huge. You have a huge like, oh, he has a huge smile, and it seems like it's like devilishment behind that smile. Like he definitely got one of them Joker auras. Like,
He was
you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say he did it. I don't know. I don't know nothing.
to proven guilty.
I don't know nothing.
Innocent to proven guilty.
But he looked like Damien. He looked like Damien.
Those tattoos wasn't helping.
Yo, when you watch The Omen, the original one, and whoever
Everybody back.
chooses the actors to be these people, like, you know, you can't have like a real gangster nigga and the nigga look like Roach from the Cosby Show. You know what I mean? You gotta get a Wesley Snipes looking nigga. Like, you couldn't have had Theo as Nino Brown. Theo as Nino Brown, nigga would have laughed that shit out the fucking gate. Folks. You know what I mean? Michael Jamal Warner. You know what I mean? But when you look at Damien, the original shit, that little nigga, yeah, he's white, but I'm calling him nigga.
For a reason.
That little nigga look crazy, man. When he riding a bike on the stairs, like on the top, and I said,
That part was just for him.
I said, yo, even when he turned older, the kid that played him older, look crazy. He looked like a white male. It look like they like it's a different type of people, but it's the same person. It's crazy, man. But you know, I'm not gonna say that I hope he get out of jail. I'm not gonna say I don't know what type of nigga that nigga is. And I don't know him. If it was my peoples, and I know my man, I'm gonna say free him and all that shit.
Right,
I'm not with that freeing everybody discourse. It's popular culture. You know what I mean? Some of y'all niggas need to be in jail.
Motherfuckers be locked up for pedophilia and they be like, free my man. What do you do? He don't slit the baby diapers. Free him.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Come on, free him.
Your man doing. You know, how about this? Your man doing 20, but he's still told on the cartel.
Right.
He got 20 though, but he told on the cartel though. Don't think that niggas that tell automatically go home.
Right.
They were supposed to get 100 years. So they got
when
20.
you check people on it, when you check them on it, the first thing they say is we gotta stick together. We ain't going to baby diaper.
We have a system.
They be the first ones like, yo, you don't got the paperwork. Oh shit, we a paperwork guy. Get away. We saw it in the first episode.
Paperwork, dude.
That shit gonna follow you everywhere.
Yo, we about to close out, man. We about to close out. I had a whole lot of other shit to talk about, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow because we actually filming another episode tomorrow, episode 5. I got some people coming in. I know for sure, Ray Clouds is coming in. And, you know what I mean? The Mixie guard is coming through. So it's gonna be kind of crazy. You know what it is? We trying to bang out content.
Yes.
We trying to bang out content right now. We not half-assing it. Let me say, this setup is not as easy as you think. I hope to God that the audio came out half-ass correct. If not, I would have to edit an hour and a half video, which is not that hard, but it's work.
We good.
It's work. I don't know this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Are you a person that do something all the time, and then it becomes, when you do it so much that you can't judge it no more?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you look at lines all the time, and then sometimes you're like, is that straight?
My head cricket.
Is it? So with sound and visual, like the stuff that we use, it always sounds and looks off to me. That I had to like really just now. That's why you saw me throw the headphones on. It seems I'm hearing extra sounds in the room, and I think that's what I'm hearing. But that's how acute my hearing is from always having to analyze sound.
You know your craft.
Yeah, so it kind of it becomes like
Second nature.
yeah, and then another thing, you become what's the word? You become jaded.
Jaded.
You become jaded by it. Like it's like I'm hearing it. Like sometimes I be hearing the sound of microphones, even when I'm away from microphones. Like it's something I hear. Like, do you hear that feedback in the room? Right now, I can hear the fan, right? And I think that's what I was hearing. But I'm so used to not being on this side next to the fan when I'm doing this, so I can hear the fan right here, right here. So I think that's what it was. But I got some more topics for tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about scamming tomorrow. If you don't know about that dude, Punch Made Dev. Punch Made Dev. I'm just gonna drop it there. If you don't know who that is, he's a famous scammer right now. Who is a lot of controversy over him. I'm gonna go into it, but we got a lot of things we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I got two guests, two dope guests coming in. Yep. Don't forget Waynesburg Day barbecue with S.STREET Media happens on August 19th under one umbrella at Club Evolve on Thompson Street on Canal, August 10th. Summer Jam next Saturday. Let me just say this: if you don't know, the Summer Jam shit is going to be a movie. It's going to be like a mini Rolling Loud.
Pull up.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm telling you.
I'm not going to lie to you. Mini Rolling Loud.
Mini Rolling Loud.
Yo, we also got the Shake This City Midnight Summer Cruise happening on August 12th.
Oh, Lord.
Movie shit. Movie shit. We're going to be on the water smoking a couple of quarters. You heard?
Quarters and quarters.
That's a fact though. That's a fact though. With some senoritas. Drinking some margarita. You heard? It's gonna be a movie August 12th. Movie time. Again, check us out every week, man. Sometimes we doubling up. We trying to throw that motherfucking that content out you. We trying to throw that content out to you. We not slacking on this shit. We on your neck like razor bumps, my man. It is real. It is real. Tap in with the Hangout. We just hanging out. We family. We're gonna always have family members coming through. Shakers and movers in the city, outside the city. You might have some foreign biddies with some nice titties. You heard? That's what we do. That's what we do. You're amongst the gods, man. You're amongst the bros. You're amongst the tribes. It's a tribe called Blessed. And this is S.STREET Media. Description. Go check out our description. Follow us on Instagram. Donate. Motherfucking check us out on all these other social media platforms. DM us. It's real. And if you're a fan, as Ghostface said, goddamn right, we fuck fans. King me. Yeah, we're hood oriented. You heard? We hood oriented. If you want to pay homage. Pay homage. You heard? You're amongst kings. You're amongst kings. That's what it is. Thank you for supporting us. Subscribe, like, comment, share, do what it do. Yeah. Don't be a ghost rider. And when I see you, you said you didn't see it, but you really capping America. Capping America. Captain. Captain America. Captain America. These Captain Americas. We don't fuck with Captain Americas. All them Ghost Riders, Nicolas Cage ass niggas. You heard?
Lion King.
That's a fact though. Shout out to my man Jay Lovo. He's coming through the Hangout. You heard? Shout out to my man Woody Wood, who's out here. That's our new Ed McMahon. We Johnny Carson, and he's Ed McMahon. He chills with us every Friday. He's always in the building. He's always supporting. You might see him at an event. He's always there. He's moving. Real quick. Did you just have come out in the magazine? What magazine you came out in?
I forgot the name.
It's called Intrigue Magazine.
Intrigue, that's correct. That's correct. That's right. That's a fashion magazine from Boston.
That's
dope.
By Kerry Singleton.
And what you call it? What did they feature in there about you?
But I have, my contribution to graffiti and my contribution to my clothing brand, what I'm doing, where it's going.
What's the clothing brand name?
This is the way we live, and then I have another clothing brand called Formula, which I explained what it was, baby.
What about You Broke?
That's a tag, brother. That's a tag. That's a tag
That's a tag that follow you for the rest of your life.
That deals with currency and money. You know what I'm saying? So when I do art pieces that deals with currency and money, that's where the You Broke comes in.
Yeah, he got one. He did show me one crazy. I don't want to blow it up because he's always putting on stuff. Yeah. And we know your dudes is biters. You know your dudes is biters. Right? This is not 1989. Nah. Your dudes copycat. Your dudes duplicate. You think you're what's the word? You think you're flattering us. You're not. You're battering us.
In the cloning era.
Yeah. Phantom of the Clone. AI. You heard? Yeah, that's crazy. They definitely AI. They definitely AI.
Artistically ignorant.
Yo, so again, you chilling with the Hangout. And yo, thank y'all for tuning in with us, man. Don't be a sucker. Follow us. Peace.
Peace. Just in the now.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to stand behind it. If I'm producing, I'm going to stand behind it.
Right. Yeah,
you got people that produce and be like, well,
I should have. Oh, man, but I don't know what I'm thinking.
10 toes on it. What up? Yeah, I put lipstick on Caesar Julius because that's what he was repping.
Put lipstick on.
But that's,
You shouldn't do that for Jesus. Who'd you call him?
Who you call him?
Jesus.
That's not his name.
Yeah, I was a nervous one. Yo, no. I'm not gonna lie to you. I too young perfectionist. So I was so much on that. I can't. One thing with this is hard concentration. Not that's hard. It's just that I gotta say jokes and concentrate at the same time.
You're doing a great job, bro.
Everybody.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful.
He's fucking easy. He's a natural, bro.
It's a wonderful.
Oil engineer.
Dude's a natural.
Let's see if I got it.
You still live sis? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We live. I was about to pay the ice tea bottle. What up?
My bad.
Tractor trailers.
Because last week we didn't do it.